Hello, everyone. I am a security consultant with Complete Care IT. My name is Eric Williams. We are a technology company with over 30 years of experience in the IT field. So, the goal of this presentation is just simply to help CEOs and business owners understand the various cybersecurity threats that their organization and employees are facing on a daily basis. I've also included some slides on IT best practices to help protect your organization from becoming a victim of cybercrime. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So what you see here, I've provided 4 examples of different types of phishing attacks, because you can have the best firewall and antivirus in the world, but if your employees are not trained properly, you will get breached 95% of the time. It's just going to happen. The breaches are not resulting from a faulty firewall or lack of antivirus. All the attacks that you see here are various types of phishing attacks that were perpetrated against the governmental agencies. These are big, they're very easy to perform, and it makes phishing attacks extremely dangerous. The next couple slides will better explain how these attacks are even made possible. But yeah, if you look, we've got Lake City. They got ransomed for 42 Bitcoins, worth an estimated $480,000. Attackers were able to steal files and issue a cryptocurrency ransom for the restoring of the files. City of Riviera Beach had to pay about $600,000 out in Bitcoins after hackers ransomed the city's encrypted data in May. And remember, they might take your data and sell it to a third party too. It's not just encryption and ransom. They will do anything they can to make money off of your business once they're able to hack it. We also had Naples had a loss of $700,000 due to a sophisticated spear phishing attack, and Collier County became the victim of another phishing attack scheme, and this netted $184,000 for the hackers. Phishing attacks are the most common attack a company will experience. An example of phishing attack is when, let's say, you get an email from what looks to be your boss saying, go ahead and wire off some money to this account, get with the bank, and you're an accountant, right? Well, this phishing attack was made possible due to the fact that they were able to gather information, figure out the chain of command, and then from there, all they have to do is send an email that looks like it's from someone who would normally give the order to, let's say, wire transfer some money or authorize a purchase, something like that. And the next thing you know, you've just sent, $20,000, $30,000 to a hacker directly. You wired it to them, and that money's gone. What makes social engineering the most dangerous and common form of approach for hackers is because it is by far one of the simplest approaches. You really don't even need to understand how to hack someone to socially engineer something along the lines of these schemes that they do. They're using common hacking software found on, dark web websites that you can get, and they're implementing it to grab your username, your password, even the littlest things. But just getting a hold of, let's say, your email inbox, that's a slew of information that they can take and apply towards damaging your business. Now, by far, one of the safest ways to prevent unauthorized access to your accounts is multi-factor authentication. A strong password is only going to get you so far in the protection of your accounts and your information. Now, multi-factor is a third-party app that basically can be found on your cell phone. They have USB code devices that generate a code every 30 seconds that you can tie to an account. But these are a strong third-party verification system that will prevent access to your accounts. It can be a little bit annoying when you're trying to sign in every morning and you've got to put in a code, but the alternative is by far worse. It's better to spend an extra 5 seconds signing in and making sure your accounts are secure rather than, forgoing that 5 seconds, losing your data, and potentially having everything encrypted and removed from your account. So it's well worth the little amount of time it takes to use. Here's a fun fact for you guys. Cybercrime is actually more profitable than the illegal drug trade. The drug trade generates about $400 billion annually, whereas cybercrime actually generates $600 billion annually. And this is according to Cybersecurity Venture magazine. Hackers do attack every 39 seconds and on average 2,244 times a day in our country. So when we say that security is important, we really do mean security is important because hackers are out there looking for every port of access you have available. So the average data cost is going to be about 3.9 billion worldwide. Excuse me, million worldwide, and 8.2 million in the US. This is a very high number, and unfortunately, this is the reality of cybercrime. It pays very well to the people that do it. So there is no incentive for them to stop because they're not in America. They're in another country where our laws don't apply to them to the point where they can do this all day and not have to worry about any government interference or the FBI kicking down their door. So it is very lucrative and it is very dangerous for anyone who wants to run any sort of business in America that uses anything with digital information or data. Now, one of the worst types of hackings that can happen are crypto attacks, otherwise known as ransomware. As everyone knows, cybercrime is an everyday event. We hear about identity theft, card payments, but by far one of the worst is ransomware. It does one of two things. They will encrypt your data and charge you to get it back, or they will encrypt your data, charge you to get it back, and once you pay, they won't give you anything. So even if you do pay the ransom to get your data back, there's a good chance that they will just, I don't want to give it to you. And you're pretty much in trouble. You've got to rebuild your data and all the things you had and your digital assets from scratch. And that is a mess that you do not want to have to deal with. So one of the best ways to prevent that is to save and back up your data. Think about at your house where you store your important documents at home, such as passports, car titles, house deeds, things of that nature. It's the same thing with your data for your business. Having a good backup can actually save you thousands of dollars in ransom should you get encrypted. The other thing that you should remember is not only have a good backup for your data, but test that backup. I know here at Complete Care IT, we test it weekly. Every backup that we have stored is run through and tested every week to ensure the integrity of that data in case something should like this happen. And we've had incidents like this in the past. again, the failures tend to happen at the employee level. But by having a good backup, you can prevent a total loss and failure of the information that your company has stored. So 53% of companies had over 1,000 sensitive files open to every employee. And think about it this way. You wouldn't want your payroll information open to the entire company. That is just a bad business practice. And a lot of people have that. It's just not structured well in their backend environment. And that's a very good thing to look at, because one disgruntled employee with access to sensitive files can cause a huge mess. Now, working from home. This is the one that everyone's, I'm sure, interested in. This is the big one these days because of COVID. Most people are working from home and working remote. Now, the ability to work from home is great, but there are some security concerns that you do have to be aware of. 5 of the most common cybersecurity issues for remote employees happen to be remote access to sensitive content, lack of mobile device security that they're using to access documents on. A lot of people like to go to Starbucks and work, out of the home office, get out. It's a little more relaxing, but those are open networks that people are connecting to, and allowing your data to basically, as it goes from the home computer to the office and your servers, there's no real protection there. Another thing that people tend not to do at home is updates. Updates are super important. 90% of the updates are being offered to fix security risks and security concerns. And people just don't update at home. I can't stress that enough. It is very important. The last one would be access to collaboration tools. That is, shared documents in different folders, through Teams, through a number of different programs. But these can, if shared with the wrong person or shared to a group where someone shouldn't be there, it can cause a real mess. So the number one recommended way for you to protect your employees and your business when they work remote is going to be a VPN. This is a virtual private network. And by doing this, you're encrypting the data. You're protecting the identity of the location it's being accessed from, and you're helping to protect the identity of the location it is being accessed at. So it protects the worker at home, protects the business, and all around it, it's just a great idea. You absolutely, if you have anyone working remotely, please, please, please have them either use a VPN or some sort of encrypted method of accessing the company servers. So to recap, having good security is always going to protect the business. The 4 main things you want to look at are your firewall. Make sure you have a firewall in place. Make sure you have a solid antivirus set up. Make sure you back up your data. That, I can't stress that enough. That's super important. And then also multi-factor authentication. By far one of the easiest things to enable. I'm pretty sure every company has it these days. And it is by far one of the best security measures you can take to protect people from unauthorized access on your accounts. So please, please, please make sure you have those 4 things in place at your business. This will protect you more than I can tell you. And that, everyone, is cybersecurity. Again, my name is Eric Williams. I'm a security analyst at Complete Care IT, working for Mr. Patrick Elwa. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, you want to know more information, please reach out to us. You can just go to our website, completecareIT.com, and we have our phone number there. You can reach out to us through email, but we'd love to hear from you. We're here to ask questions or answer questions, and here to make sure that you guys are protected and that you don't lose any business due to poor cybersecurity. Anyway, have a great day and hope to hear from you all soon.